Centralized versus decentralized exchanges. To quote Vitalik Buterin, should centralized exchanges burn in hell? Ronny Boesing, OpenLedger. Virgilio Lizardo Jr., Gate.io.
So, to answer Vitalik's question, yes, please burn in hell, Ronny.
Thanks. Well, I guess since we don't have a moderator, we just have to kick off by introducing our companies and what we do in the initial stage here. And I would like to start off by introducing OpenLedger. OpenLedger is a fully registered company in Denmark. Just to kick off with what John McAfee said before, we are the one out of those 9 to 10, which is actually existing. Apart from that, it's nice to be in a situation where you come in as initially having a centralized exchange and then early on moving into a decentralized structure and operating on top of a fully established decentralized trading platform like the BitShares ecosystem. That has allowed us to, already from 2015, where I myself and Daniel Larimer decided to actually move in and add a company with its fiat options and gateways to combine that with a decentralized structure where the transparency is really at its essence. And that's actually where we are right now. We are implementing constantly new gateways and combining that with the features of a decentralized structure where you have both a stablecoin collateralized by the core currency of the system, and you combine that with gateways where you allow yourself to actually take cryptocurrencies and move it into a space, a safe haven, where you actually take the bitcoins and trade them into the stablecoin like BitUSD and allow yourself to say, I am fully secured now. There is nobody in the world who's able to connect and actually take my funds.
So Gate.io is a centralized exchange. We were established in 2013. We have around 2.2 million users, average volume about $100 million. We top out at $300 million when the bull is around. And we have offices in China and South Korea. So my main point that I would like to say to start off is that it's not an either-or situation. It's not a binary situation, in my opinion. All of these technologies, decentralized technologies, can be implemented by the centralized exchanges. And while the decentralized exchange technologies are being matured, the centralized exchanges can adapt that technology to their systems as well. So it's not an either-or situation. There's a lot of connectivity that can happen here.
Okay, and yeah, maybe we should go in and present the cons and pros against SEX and DEXs.
So the main advantage that I believe that a decentralized exchange possesses is that it allows people to hold their private keys. It allows people to own their money, monetary sovereignty, which is, I think, what this is all about. So that is the main advantage that a decentralized exchange allows. The other one is anonymity. Anonymity is something that a lot of people care about. I envision that there'll be some exchanges that are fully KYC and other exchanges that allow anybody to be on the exchange in an anonymous fashion. And then the third one, which I think is also important, is no limits. Whether you want to trade a penny or you want to trade $10 million, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Those are the three main advantages that I see for decentralized exchanges.
And I think you can add there that the transparency on the decentralized exchanges allows you to actually see who's trading. Yeah. So in another way, and another world maybe in the future, you might actually see the decentralized exchanges taking over, combining it with similar things like the BitShares has. They have the multi-signature accounts. They have the general way of, how do you say? Yeah, you have the multi-signature accounts, and you have the whitelisting and the blacklisting integrated into that system. So you are, in fact, able to present a compliance structure already in demand by, well, authorities worldwide. So that combination, plus the transparency, I think is a move forward. And I guess also the centralized exchanges in general, they are, all of them, mainly looking for the security aspect, of course, to go in and offer their users that similar magic that the DEX offers, where you can actually hold your funds in full control by yourself. The combination of the SEX and the DEX is most probably the future also, but imagine that you are actually in future able to see all transactions happening in the world. I would think that the total volumes that we see right now would be reduced by 70% or something, purely because of the bots operating worldwide on the centralized exchanges, and you don't even see them. So that's an interesting aspect to consider also.
And another thing to keep in point is that there's different kinds of decentralized exchanges. So Ronny is talking about a system that's run on DPO as delegated proof of stake. The most used decentralized exchange right now is run on the Ethereum blockchain. So I'm going to refer to that because that's the one that's most used right now. So the main disadvantages of the decentralized exchanges currently right now is, number one, is speed. So when you have multiple nodes that confirm the transactions, that takes longer than in a centralized exchange where there's one node. The user experience is another big issue. So people like simple, easy to use interfaces. Another issue is a cross-chain. So cross-chain means, for example, on the Ethereum decentralized exchange, all of the pairs are connected to Ether. So if you want to have a Bitcoin pairs or EOS pairs or something like that, that's not possible on a decentralized exchange right now. We also have, yep.
It is actually.
Okay. I'm talking about the proof of work decentralized exchange. So yeah, again, Ronny's doing a good job of DPoS. I just want to touch a little bit on the proof of work one. Uncontrollable fee structures. So because if CryptoKitty get popular again and somebody wants their lavender kitty, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer or pay a higher fee because the blockchain will be congested with all of these other transactions. So your transaction fee would go up for your trade. Limited trading features. So futures, contracts, margin trading, conditional trading, these are not available on decentralized exchanges yet. Fiat. Unfortunately, we still have to use fiat, so that's also very limited on decentralized exchanges. And finally, the immaturity of the technology. There's still, this technology is still very new compared to the centralized exchanges, so it might not be the technology, it might even be human error. So these are the issues that I see currently with decentralized exchanges. But again, the centralized exchanges are advancing their technology for safety of funds and other. Decentralized exchanges technology is advancing rapidly as well. So these are moving in conjunction, and I think there's going to be a lot of connectivity as the time goes on.
I would like to just add some facts finally here. The BitShares decentralized ecosystem is producing something like 2.2 million transactions per day compared to Waves with 49,000, Ether at 600,000, Bitcoin at 600,000. So that one combined with atomic swaps, which are possible on the BitShares ecosystem, where you're actually even entering and leaving BTC equivalent assets, which is of course supported by similar entities like OpenLedger, which allow you actually to enter with the world of crypto into a decentralized trading platform and then enter into a stable coin, like I mentioned, the BitUSD. This is magic, and that's where we are at the moment.
Yep. So there's a competition going on between the different versions, And all of this is moving at a very rapid pace, and I think the centralized exchanges are not just going to be left behind. They're going to adapt a lot of this and integrate it into their systems that they have now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.